Hello YouTube, I am back. It is Zach and I've finally returned after many inquiries about where I've been and what I'm doing and when I'm ever going to make videos again, if at all that kind of thing. I am here. This video is mostly directed at all of you longtime loyalists who have been wondering what was going on. I have some things to explain. You know, the last time you guys heard from me, I was dealing with a health problem. I'll go through some of that, but I won't make this video too long. I just want to catch all of you up a little bit and let you know how things are and what to expect. So here we go. First off, where I've been. So the past year and a half have been a little crazy for me. I honestly got a little bit burned out from singing and from voice, and it's from a combination of factors. Some of it had to do with just being on YouTube and the effect it had on me from some of the drama that happened and some of the issues that came up trying to make content. It just really made me a little sour. I always said from the beginning that my goal in teaching was to do it for the better of people, and because I care about the voice and I care about the development of the voice. But what happened is that as I developed more and I grew and I got more students, I started thinking about the money and needing to do this job. It wasn't something that I was doing out of passion as much anymore. The longer that went on, the more I felt like I was just going through the motions. I mean, I've been teaching now for the better part of 10 years. And I've been involved with singing since I was 8. I'm 38 years old. I went to college for 7 years. I just really got to the point to where I just wasn't feeling it. So I needed to take some time off. I got back from Germany and it was just a perfect opportunity to kind of reset. Now I had a health scare that a lot of you know about. I developed hydronephrosis because of a stuck kidney stone. To all of you who helped and donated to that, I appreciate it so much. You guys helped pull me out of a terrible situation. That problem is resolved. I'm in good health again. I have to watch out for what I eat and consuming different types of foods, and I'm doing a lot better now. So after the health scare ended, I still wasn't feeling singing very much. I still wasn't feeling being a teacher, so I tried to branch out into some other businesses, and honestly, they were things that didn't really fit me as a person, and I knew that. I needed to try something else. It didn't work out. I wasn't largely successful, and it ended up being more of a headache than it was something good for me. I went to dealer school to be a poker dealer, and I actually was a dealer for the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas this past summer, and that was a cool experience, but I learned through that as well that it just really wasn't the thing for me. There are a lot of reasons for that. It's not really the kind of environment I want to be in. After a while, it just came to me that I should probably just get back into singing and get back into music. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought about developing my life from that paradigm, the more it seemed to make sense. And I thought that the most stable times of my life have always been when I've been immersed in music. And after taking the time off, I really realized that that was all I needed. I just needed to recharge. I just needed to reset. I just needed to feel like I had a little bit of control over what I was going to do and give myself some other options. And now I'm here. I feel better about teaching voice. I've already gotten some students back and I've gotten some new students. I'm actively recruiting students. Wink, wink. If you're interested, hit me up and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, it just feels right to be back into singing again, back into music again. And I feel like my voice is needed. I was really getting discouraged for a while there because I thought that the vocal community has sort of moved on and there's all these things that people are doing that have sort of supplanted my ambitions, and my channel never really grew as much as I thought it might. It wasn't that I was comparing myself to people, it just felt like I was climbing a really, really difficult uphill battle. And I didn't reach the point where I wanted to. I wasn't really making enough money. I know that sounds a little contradictory to me talking about thinking about money before, but you do have to pay your bills to be able to do things. I wasn't comfortable with the amount of work I was doing, and that's partly why I got burned out. So here we are, and these are my current goals. One, my goal is to be a full-time teacher and content creator again, and that is already in the works. As you can see, I have a new setup and I have an editor, so you guys are going to see a much more professional perspective on my videos, and it's going to look a lot cleaner, and you'll be able to see things like this. So it's going to be really neat. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. My editor is amazing, and I think you are all going to definitely appreciate the higher quality. It's something that you guys have demanded from me for years. Oh, do this better, do that better. Well, here it is, and I hope you enjoy. My next goal is to grow my channel organically, but I want to make sure that I maintain high quality viewership. I'm not trying to clout chase. I'm not trying to follow memes and social trends. Really, the goal here is to keep my loyal audience. Like you guys that are watching now, I want more people like you, people who actually want to hear what I have to say, people who are interested in learning and not just being catered to or appealed to by some person who calls themselves an authority. I'm looking to find more loyal, dedicated people who want to learn about singing, not people who are just wanting to be pandered to. My next goal number 3, is to focus on education. I want to continue to build an objective but music and singing focused community. And I've already started with that. I have a great foundation, and my Discord server has a lot of people who have been loyal and just waiting for me to come back for who knows how long. I want to keep building that. I want my brand and I want my channel to be an epicenter for vocal education. I think there are lots of communities for singing on the internet, but I think a lot of them are more interested in taking this universalist approach, like everything is equal and everything is good and everything is fine. And you guys know me. That's just not really how I think. I'm a lot more objectivist in the way that I look at things. And so I want to build a community of people that think like that, and that we can all challenge each other's ideas and strive to be better. And that's one of my big goals. One thing I want to point out here, my 4th goal, but it's more like a vision. I'm not here to pick fights with other content creators. I honestly think that the state of vocal education on the internet is worse than it's ever been, even though there are so many tools now and there's so much more competition that has caused the vocal education community to be even more destructive. It blows my mind because the model for growth is still click and view. It's not about quality. Some of the people that purports to have the highest quality content have the lowest quality analysis, and it just blows my mind. What I find really interesting is when I started making videos, I always called my videos vocal analysis videos, and everyone else was calling them Vocal Coach Reacts. As I started growing, people started putting the word analysis into their titles more, and now everyone says vocal analysis. Some people say reaction, but almost everyone says vocal analysis. And I watch videos and there's no analysis in it. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not interested in picking fights, but I saw a video where there was a content creator literally said that it was okay to show your teeth when you sing, but not really, because some people say it's okay and some people say it's not, and it doesn't really matter. If it works for you, it works for you, and literally shrugged. And this is the type of education we're getting. The idea that these people are putting out into the public is it doesn't really matter what you do what works for you. That's just irresponsible educational perspective. I just don't agree with it fundamentally. My goal here is to carve out a niche where I can try to shape and change that paradigm and not directly call these people out, but hold them to a higher standard and respect you all, my audience, and give you the chance to really start thinking about these things and give you the tools to where you can look at other content creators and start asking the same questions that I do. I think it's really important. An empowered audience is the best way to rebuild this vocal education world that stands and exists as it does. So this leads me to my next topic. What kind of content am I going to create? What's going to happen here is I'm going to be spreading out my content more. It's going to be more frequent. I'll be putting out 2 videos per week most of the time, which is more than I've ever done, but I'm going to try to be consistent about putting out 2 videos. I'll have some shorts randomly interspersed in there because the algorithm is really pushing for shorts right now. I probably won't have a specific schedule, but I will be releasing 2 videos a week. I'm going to be doing several different types of videos from what I did before. So I am, unfortunately, going to be doing some videos that are a little trendier, and I'm admitting this to you all as my audience because I know you people that are watching this video are loyalists, and you're going to understand the reasoning behind this. The way that this algorithm is built is if you don't follow trends, people won't see your videos. You just have to. And I don't understand it. I don't know why, but you have to make trendy topics to be able to grow. And it's really unfortunate. I don't like it, but it's just how it's going to have to be. However, I'm going to be a little bit different about this. The way I'm going to approach this is I'm not going to overtly critique these people because I don't want their fan bases destroying my career and reputation. I've already dealt with stuff like that before, and I just want to stay away from it. But I'm also not going to overtly pander either. I'm just going to be as critically analytical as I can without bashing the singer. I'm going to make sure that my analysis is based on things I can say are true, and I'm not going to use videos that are so processed or so edited that I can't give true analysis on it. That way I do feel confident in being able to say that I am educating these people. What I'm going to be leveraging here is the ability to grow my channel so it goes up in the algorithm And that way more loyal people will see my videos that are more analytical and targeted at the target audience that I'm looking for. And it's going to be a fine balance, but I am definitely going to make the trendier videos. They're going to be pretty short, so I apologize in advance that the videos are not going to be as deep as you might like for them to be. You've got to feed the algorithm, and you have to feed the algorithm what it wants, or else you just don't get seen by people. That's just the way this algorithm works. And I'm going to try to avoid the exploitation route. I'm going to be talking probably a lot more about Eastern Asian singers, Korean, Filipino, Japanese, those types of regions, because those audiences are huge fans. And if you look at my channel, my videos that have been the most successful have been Filipino singers, and I've gotten thousands of subscribers just from talking about them. And as shallow as it is, that subscriber count going up pumps me up in the algorithm for everyone to see. And so it's just, you just have to play the game. And I fought it and I fought it and I fought it for so long, but I just don't think I can fight it anymore and be successful. And don't worry, I'm not selling out. The goal here isn't just to get a bunch of shallow followers. If you go back to what I said before, my goal is to have an education-focused community. I just have to grow to be able to do that. Otherwise, my ability to create this community is capped. So I have to feed the algorithm, but I'm not selling out. I'm not just going to start pumping out shallow, stupid content nonstop and just saying whatever people want to hear. For some of you who are looking for super in-depth things, you're probably going to be left a little bit hungry from it. That's just how it's going to have to be, unfortunately. The next kind of video I'm going to make is your typical analysis video, like what I did before. They're going to be a little shorter overall because they have to be, and this is going to be something that's going to make a lot of people upset. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate in the comments when I make these videos, but I'm going to have to cut the singers down even more when they talk. I don't have a choice. The content ID algorithm is starting to pick up people within 3 or 4 seconds. Fortunately, with my new editor, I should be able to zoom in on this stuff, slow it down a little bit more, and give you a better idea of exactly what I'm talking about. So even if I only use a small clip, you should be able to very clearly see what I'm using as an example to explain the topic. The thing is, you just can't take a risk with this stuff anymore. If I use too much copyrighted content, not only can the video get outright blocked, I can get a copyright strike on my channel if I get enough content ID claims, and you get 3 strikes, your channel's deleted. Not just suspended, deleted. And that means that I'm going to have to cut down clips that I use for analysis to 3 or 4 seconds probably. It's going to be very frustrating. But what I am going to do is I'm going to have my Patreon available. And in my Patreon, I'm going to have longer form videos where you get to see it a little less edited. Patreon doesn't do the content ID thing, so I can give the full analysis and let the singer sing a little bit more. You guys can see it in a long form setting with more detail on specific topics that I had to cut in the video that I'm going to release on YouTube. But the videos will probably be shorter. They're probably not going to be 30 minutes anymore. They're probably going to be somewhere around 15 to 20 at the most. But on my Patreon, I will have, 30-minute long videos again, because you're just going to see pretty much the whole thing with just the little blips cut out, like when I tell the editor to cut this part because I said something wrong or my nose is itching or whatever. I'll cut that stuff out, but you'll see the rest of the content. That will be there on my Patreon. I'm also going to be making some shorts. The shorts are probably mostly going to be segments for my long form videos. Every now and then I'll talk about a quick hitting topic that doesn't really suit a long form video. Something's just like a quick educational thing, maybe comment on what a singer said, or maybe some like general idea, the misconception type thing. I'm also going to be taking my efforts to streaming, which I've already done some. Now, I don't want to talk too much about that here because the content ID algorithm will identify me talking about the itch platform. If it sees that, then it will probably push my video down the algorithm. It does that if you put your itch link in the descriptions, but I'm probably going to do that anyway. You can find me on there, and I'll probably be streaming on Fridays. That's what I've been doing so far, and I'll probably continue that. And on there I take live analyses in the Discord server and stuff like that, and it's a little more off the cuff. I'm a little more unhinged. I'm a little snarkier than I'm going to be on YouTube. So if you like that side of me, then Twitch is the place to go. The problem with YouTube, I can't stream on YouTube because the content ID algorithm on YouTube literally watches every live stream as it goes, and if it sees you watching copyrighted material on your live stream, it doesn't just cancel your VOD, it shuts the entire stream down. It bans you from streaming. I've tried it before. Twitch is a little more lenient. They let me watch the copyrighted stuff, but my VOD afterward gets muted. So you can at least let me do the analysis there. If I can record my own streams, I can upload some of them to shorts, or I can upload them onto YouTube, mini analysis videos and things like that. We'll see, but I'm definitely going to be streaming some because I think that's a really good way for me to interact with you all, and I can do more direct requests and talk to you guys about more direct topics that you have questions about. Another thing I'm going to be doing that's going to be less frequent is general education videos. I think the way that I'm going to approach this now is have like series of concepts and topics targeted at specific misconceptions or misunderstandings, mostly designed for beginners. One piece of feedback I've been getting generally is that people looking for singing education don't know what to listen. They don't know who to listen to. There's so much conflicting information and everybody's trying to sell their course or trying to promote their content. So I think that if I just make some videos that are targeted at beginners that help them learn the basics and have a springboard of their education, I think that's the way to go. Of course, I'm a singing teacher and I want to teach people. I do think that it's important for me to give the general audience something fundamental that they can trust. And that way I will be perceived by people that might want to take lessons from me as someone that their voice is safe with, because that's a huge part of it. Voice instruction, private instruction is not cheap, and people want to feel like their money's well spent and that they can trust the person that they're working with. And I think that giving some targeted educational videos will do that. I'm not really looking for those videos to go viral or to blow up, and they're not going to be clickbaity. They won't have titles like anyone can hit a high C, or don't worry if you're not a tenor, you could sing like a soprano, or your voice is anything that you want it to be. It's not going to be clickbaity like that. It's going to be more generalized in terms of what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give more fundamentals, but I'm still going to do that because I think there is a dire need for something that people can trust in the industry as a whole right now that is solid, fundamental, universal, reliable information. So I have reintroduced my Patreon. I'm working on rebuilding the tiers right now, but I think this is the best way for me to be able to give you guys a long form content that you want. I'm not trying to make a living off of Patreon at all. I'm not trying to grift you guys with Patreon at all, but it really is the best place for me to give unfiltered, full-on analysis of these singers without having to worry about copyright strikes. And I'm going to have multiple tiers where you can have multiple benefits, where you can do video requests, and I'm going to have ways that you can do trainings with me through it and things like that. It's really the best way to make this work, and it'll help funnel you guys into a space where I'm in more control over the education process. That is my predominant goal, to create an education community. So check my Patreon out. Please feel free to subscribe to it on any tier you want. I think that I'm going to give enough options where you'll find something you could benefit from. And the community is going to be built around the Discord server. The Discord server has been around for a while, but I'm in the process of revamping it and reestablishing some roles. I'm doing some more interesting things on there. I've been doing weekly vocal workshops similar to my vocal studio class in college, where we would have a group of people come in and individuals would sing, and then the teacher gives quick hitting critiques, things that you can take with you and work on. And it's a little bit lower price if you can't afford full-time lessons. It's something that it's going to be more affordable for you. And even though you're not getting direct one-on-one instruction with me every week, you're going to get some direct feedback from me, and I'll give you some instruction. And even if you don't want the feedback, you can still join it and learn how to listen. You can learn about the struggles that other singers have, maybe pick up some tips of your own. So it's a really, really good environment. It was one of my favorite classes in college because every week everyone got to perform and sing and kind of show their stuff in front of a safe environment, and you got some good feedback and you learn from other people's struggles. Sometimes it's nice just to see that other people are struggling with the same things you are, so you don't feel like you're the only one dealing with it. So we're going to be doing the vocal workshops. All the details about that are in the Discord server. That'll be once a week. I've been doing it on Saturdays, but I'm kind of playing around with the times right now. So the more people that are interested, the easier it's going to be for me to come up with a consistent and good time for everybody. In the Discord, all of my students are there. The entire community is there. So it's a good way to interface with other people who are really interested in vocal education, really learning, being objective, trying to understand this complex, amazing topic of the voice. I've seen some other community Discord servers, and it's just memes and people throwing recordings out of themselves, trying to blow themselves up. Oh, I'm so good. I just hit my first high C or whatever. I have a show your stuff section in my Discord server where people can kind of show off a little bit. It's appropriate. It's a very chill, peaceful server, believe it or not. There aren't that many people creating problems, and it's a good community. So I hope you all will join, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. You can also contact me directly about lessons. I'm looking to take on 20 people full-time. I also have some specials and some bundle deals that I can lay out to you if you're interested on this Discord server as well. I am still offering a free 30-minute vocal assessment to all incoming new students. I do that to kind of get an idea of where you're at and That way it gives me an idea of what we're going to have to game plan and what we can do for you. So I do offer that to all new students, and you can ask me about that or sign up for it through the Discord server. The Discord server is going to be designed to kind of guide you into whatever role you want to be able to contact me or do whatever you want on the server. And if you just want to hang out and talk about video games or your favorite music and singers, there is a space for you as well. So I welcome you and anyone else who wants to join. You are more than welcome. So here we are. I'm back, and I don't know, I just recorded my first video. It's the end of it here. It's just weird to feel like I'm in front of this camera again, doing this thing again. It's a long time. It's been a long time. So I'm going to put all my socials here. Obviously, Instagram, I have my Twitch, and then I have my Discord. All these links are going to be in the description. If you have not liked and commented and subscribed, it's just part of the thing. If you do that, it helps me. Every little piece of engagement that I get helps me go up in the algorithm. If you're seeing this and you've never seen me before, it's your first time, subscribe please. Like and comment, tell me about what's been going on with you, ask me any questions you might have. I'll do my best to answer what I can. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout all this time. I know that it's been a lot of back and forth. I've promised content and I haven't made it, and I've gone on these hiatuses and just disappeared and come back. My students have stuck with me throughout all this, and there was a point where I was just getting sick over and over and over. I got sick like once a month with some kind of flu or allergy symptoms that were just completely debilitating my ability to sing. I had the kidney situation. Thank you to all of you who donated with that. You guys were lifesavers, and I probably wouldn't have been able to make it if you guys had not helped the way that you did. So thank you all so much. I appreciate all of the loyal viewers, even if there's only 300 or 400 of you left. Thank you for sticking through this. I will be full speed ahead from now on for the foreseeable future, because this is my life. This is my calling, and it's taken me several years of being away from content creation to realize that there is a space for me here. I'm not trying to sound narcissistic or egocentric, but there really is a space for me on the internet community. I think there needs to be a voice like mine, and the people that have tried to be voices like mine have either been far too aggressive or they haven't fulfilled that quality. They haven't been deep enough. And I'm not saying that I'm some genius, but I think a lot of people get caught up in the worry that if they go over people's heads, then they'll lose interest. But I want to respect you guys. I want to respect your intelligence. I don't ever want to assume that something is too complicated for you, because that's just not true. People are smart, and the more that you show and the more that you teach, the smarter they'll get. So thank you for sticking with me, and I promise that it's only going to get better from here. As you all can see, the editing is great. I mean, I haven't seen the editing yet, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out, because I really trusted my editor. It's going to be awesome. And my life is just in generally a much better place than it used to be. And I'm really invigorated and inspired, and I cannot wait to get back into the fold and show you guys what the game plan is. So I promise I will keep my integrity. I'm not going to sell out. I'm probably going to have to jump through some hoops to please the algorithm gods and whatnot, but I promise you that the core values that I stand for as a teacher, as an educator, as a singer, they're all going to be there. Everything that I do will be in service of making the online vocal scene better, because you all deserve it. I believe that the state of education as a whole is so poor that people are being actively denied a good chance at learning these things. It's up to the community. It's up to the people who already know and the professionals to be the ones who share this knowledge and information with you all. I vow to you all that I will do that, and that is what you will see from me moving forward. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy what's to come. Take care, guys. Bye.